The Iraqi government's been racist. They're not welcoming the new migrants, the 100,000 or so ISIS, Al-Qaeda people from Saudi Arabia and other places who are taking over and murdering all the Christians and any Muslim Shiites they find while blowing up mosques, churches, you name it. Infowars.com has the report. It's also in the BBC. Masked demolishers destroy the tomb of Jonah in Mosul with sledgehammers. And we have the video of that up on Infowars.com. I thought that I would add that Jonah is one of the main prophets, peace be upon him, of the Muslim faith. So that shows you in the Quran. So that shows you how out of control Al-Qaeda, ISIS is. I mean, these people are like devil worshippers, ladies and gentlemen. Eating hearts, running around murdering people, raping whoever they want. They are a bunch of scum. Jonas, peace be upon him, this is from Islam 101, is also addressed by the two other surnames. Dun-Nun, Lord of the Fish. And then it goes on. The Holy Quran says, and they're destroying that. That's the religion of peace now by the globalists. That's what they're doing with Al-Qaeda, radicalizing Islam. You can debate, was Islam radical, wasn't it radical? There's different sects and groups. If you're not a radical, you're dead. And these groups kill other Sunnis. And I wanted to get Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs' take on this because he's fought against these same groups in Afghanistan and Iraq. But he's also out in California with huge breaking news on a whole bunch of fronts that are up on Infowars.com. Some of it hasn't broke yet. He's going to break at the start of the next segment. Then we're going to Jakari Jackson. But I have a piece here of the actual place where Jonah did a lot of his preaching in Nineveh, where they got their 100-year reprieve, a piece of pottery, pre-Christ, in my hand, if you're watching us on TV at InfoWarsNews.com. Or on the free feed at Infowars.com/show. You can see that. Or by tomorrow, we'll have a video of this part of the show posted for everybody, for radio listeners. But it just shows the out-of-control nature, and our government won't even decry these people, won't even send predators to take them out. Well, of course, because they put them there. So, Joe Biggs, I want to throw a curveball at you and get your take on that, and then we'll talk about this other invasion, just as dangerous, this welfare invasion. But I guess you're there in Marietta, California right now.
Yes, Joe Biggs here, Infowars.com in Marietta, California. Last night, the sheriff, actually, of Marietta announced that he is going to arrest anybody who tries to stop these buses now. Before, they were allowing them. The people came together and said, you know what? You know, the police department was like, we're for this. We understand. But a lot of the pro-amnesty people have called and complained now. And now they're saying that anybody who tries to come in here tomorrow and stop any of these buses from coming in will be arrested.
Well, that's bombshell. I have not seen that in the news yet. If Kit Daniels gets a blurb report out on that, Watson can expand on it. So please give us the full details. This is very, very newsworthy that they're not going to have the feds do it now, I guess. They have riot police. They're going to have the sheriff's department as part of treason do this to try to stop citizens blocking federal crime committing.
I mean, it's funny because this is such a small town. I mean, you know, everybody here is going to know each other. So when it comes down to the police showing up, it's going to be like, you know, Bob, you know, stop. Why are you doing this? You know, that's how small the town is.
Well, we're going to get more details of that right now after we go to break with you. The county, the name of the sheriff, all the details. It's Riverside County, Marietta County. We'll get all the info on the sheriff in a report. Where did you get this information?
I saw it on an article last night, Alex.
Okay, so this is broken. This is broken locally, but not nationally. Can you tell us what he said?
Yeah, he said that, you know, due to the pro-amnesty people calling in and complaining, they said that what the protesters were doing, the anti-illegal immigration protesters were doing, were interfering with law enforcement, and that was breaking the law. So now they feel like they need to step in and, you know, save face.
Okay, well, I want to be specific here. It's the feds breaking the law, busing any illegals, and then give them bus tickets wherever they want to go.
Yes,
Each time that's human trafficking and a felony. And you've got video and a report with Jakari up on Infowars.com. 20 to 1. 20 I wouldn't even call them anti-immigration. They're pro-follow the law, pro-survival, pro-sovereignty. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, right here, right now, there's not one pro-amnesty person. Their side of the area, if you want to pan over real quick, look, is completely empty. There's no one here in support of amnesty, and yet we have people over here that are lining up on this side to support the anti-illegal immigration. You know, people in this town have come together and they said enough is enough.
Hi, I'm Shane Steiner. A lot of you have been following my progress using Super Male Vitality. The last 19 weeks has been an incredible experience. I was feeling a little down and lethargic during the holidays, and none of the supplements that I was taking were doing any good. That's when my longtime friend from high school, Alex Jones, introduced me to Super Male Vitality. I was a little skeptical at first. Not only would I have the energy to work out and go to the gym, but it was actually the changes were happening to my body a lot more rapidly. My whole mood, my libido, everything had completely changed. The concentrated organic herbs, they stimulate your natural systems to produce the natural hormones that you need. I just really wanted to bulk up and hit it hard, and I went in for about the first 5 weeks and was lifting heavy weight and just really hitting it hard, and I gained 20 pounds of muscle immediately. Since that, I've decided I was going to lose some weight and slim down. I just changed up my workout a little bit, and 35 pounds came off. Folks, this is not a joke. This is not a gimmick, it's real. Super Male Vitality, available at InfoWarsLife.com.
The Marine Corps veteran Morrissey, over 101 days in a Mexican jail, chained down to a bed, seeing no lawyer because of international outcry, finally gets a day in court. But Mexico complains if illegals aren't given hot meals immediately and legalized. I mean, what a joke. Mexico will punch you in the nose, shake you down. This is a guy going down to the border area, took a wrong road on the highway, drove up to the Mexican border, had guns in his car, and they were like, yippee-ki-yay, we got you. After 101 days in Mexican prison, Marine Sergeant arrives for day in court. And I was seeing video of him in the Mexican jail, chained down to the bed. We basically are a giant toilet for Mexico. All their criminals, all their dregs, all their drugs, everything, just dump it on us. And I see stories all the time. I know people who'll get talked into going hunting in Mexico, where you can go down there and go to a special game event, and then they have locally run things with shotguns where you can hunt pheasant or whatever, or quail. And they'll have police when you drive in, and they'll tear your whole your entire car apart. If they find an empty shotgun casing in the back of your truck, you're talking years in jail. And then they run your credit, shake down your family, and suck everything out of your family, or they basically kill you, in a lot of cases, in jail. So again, he accidentally crossed into Mexico, finally to get his day in court after 100 days behind bars. This Marine Sergeant. He got confused and drove the wrong way, which I've almost done before. And again, my whole point is Mexico is extremely oppressive, but then we get lectured all day because we are such bleeding hearts in America. We are so politically correct. It's pathetic. Now, if you go to Marietta, California, where Joe Biggs is right now with Jakari Jackson, who we're going to go to next, you've got a bunch of breaking news, but you heard it. We're going to get an article out on this. The local sheriff is saying he's going to arrest people tonight if they try to stop the bus, which they've continued to do. And what an image that's going to be, to allow the criminal buses to come across with DHS involved in sedition against this country and against law, to set the precedent to do anything. And this is coming tonight. So, Joe, give us details, Joe Biggs, and tell us what time those buses are coming across. Obviously, you're going to be staked out there. I know you've got some other breaking news as well.
All right, Joe Biggs here, once again in Marietta, California, right in front of the Border Patrol station. A lot of the people that are coming here in support of this are all local, all people from Marietta. And the ones that I've talked to, they say I came here to get arrested. I mean, they're not afraid to stand up for what they believe in whatsoever. I've talked to people from anywhere from ages from 20 up till 75 that are, you know, you can arrest me all you want. I'm going to stand my ground here, and they're not going to get by me.
Keep breaking down what you've observed down there.
Well, today we're having more and more people show up, Alex. We've got mainstream media up and down the street all around me parked here. Everybody's expecting this bus to be coming in sometime either tonight or early in the morning. People are just piling in because they want to be here in support of what's going on. Another city down the road, Escondido, had a town hall meeting yesterday that 500 people showed up to, and they wanted to open up 96 homes for these illegal alien children to stay in. And the town came together, once again, another town came together and said, no, you're not going to do that. And the council voted against it, and they stopped that from happening now.
But this is just crazy town. In fact, I meant to have the reporters do this, but never got around to it. I think I'm going to do this as a stunt. I think I'm going to go knock on Robert Rodriguez's door. Not tonight, while Obama is there at his house, but in the future. And I'm going to go knock, and I'm going to say, in fact, I'm going to go pick up some of these day laborers, and I'm going to bring them to his door and say, take them in like Nancy Pelosi says. Of course, Robert Rodriguez is worth hundreds of millions of dollars and, you know, lives in the rich part of town. It's just such a fraud. No one does this. We have the most open country, the most welfare of anywhere. And all it does is gets us called racist because we won't take more. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, all the people that are for bringing these kids in are the ones who are the last ones that are going to even take them in. Like you said, Nancy Pelosi's talking about doing it, but you're not going to see Nancy Pelosi with a van full of little kids going home to her place.
Exactly. Here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. We should have a law that if they're going to violate law and do this, they have to bus them to D.C. and dump them off in Hyde Park at Wolf Blitzer's house or at Chris Matthews' house or at the White House. How about the White House take in 1,000 families? How about that?
Alex, I started a White House petition the other day that says that we should send all of the illegal alien children to the White House to stay with the Obama family.
Okay, well, that should have been a major news article on Infowars.com. That's total genius, Joe. I want to get a blurb out on that right now by Paul Watson or Steve Watson or somebody. And what's the name of the petition?
To send all illegal alien children to the to the White House.
And then we should point out, because they want us all to pay for it. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a link. I'll email it to someone back there.
All right, well, or we can come up with another one, too, and add even more, that they be bused equally to Michael Moore's house, Nancy Pelosi's, Chris Matthews' house, the White House, and that Congress host maybe a couple thousand families. They're in the corridors. How about each Democratic congressman or woman, how about they take 10 families inside of each office?
I think we can get that done.
Well, Joe, you know if they don't, they're racist.
Of course. I mean, everybody's racist in America. We're all evil, terrorist, racist people who put up fences, and then we're racist for that to secure our borders.
When we border collapsing Latin America. Joe, how big do you think it's going to get when we already have an unsustainable flood, 30 million illegals here, country going bankrupt, California totally bankrupt, all these other states going bankrupt, and they're busing illegals all over the country, and then the police chief and the judge in Grand Prairie, Texas, a huge city by Dallas, says, I'm going to your door to tell you not to protest or you might get arrested. I mean, if somebody came to my door and said, you better not come out and protest or we might arrest you, I would definitely go protest. How has our country become so pathetic that our police and the people that run our military and our judges are in Dallas are literal scum of the earth, threatening people, you better let us take all these illegals in Dallas or we'll arrest you. You better not get uppity. I mean, my God, that is like North Korea.
It is, indeed. I mean, there's so many people who aren't awake, that are lazy, that don't even know their rights. There's so many people that get illegally searched all the time because they don't know their rights. So many people in America are just sleeping on what's going on, and that's how it's getting to this point. They just don't care. They want to live their boring life every day, turn on their TV, drink their coffee, go to work every day, and ignore what's really going on in the country. And that's why it's gotten to this point.
Sure.
Because people don't care for the most part. But there's a lot of us out here who are trying to wake people up, and that's what Infowars.com does. I mean, the people here in Marietta are proof of people standing up against tyranny and saying, you know what, go back. We're not going to take you here. You're not going to collapse our town. You're not going to make us go bankrupt.
Well, I saw the mayor on television last night, and he was saying $60 million has been sent in the last 3 years just on the illegals. Property taxes are exploding. People are moving out of the middle-class area, and the government's not even reimbursing the city. And then you've got the county saying, if citizens try to stop this, we're going to arrest you.
It's mind-blowing that it even gets this. I mean, it's 1984 completely right now.
Well, the local Chronicle told the sheriff not to even deport 13 aggravated felons. The average is 11, but it said last week he deported 13. And they were like hyperventilating. Out of thousands arrested, they deported 13. And then the sheriff goes, they're felons. They've committed crimes before. They have rap sheets. And with a straight face, they go, how racist. I mean, that shows how crazy town this has gotten. Where I don't even know what to say about the Democrats at this point. I mean, I think they've gone completely insane.
I mean, everything's racist with them. It's just race baiting. One thing after another. They create tension between people to divide everybody. That's all they want to do is divide everybody and bust them down and make them, with this white guilt and all this other junk. It's ridiculous. It's just a psyop. It's a mind game.
I mean, it's really starting to get to me because, I mean, these people are insane. And there's an article out today that Democrats are ripping Obama, saying he's aloof, detached, acting bizarre. That's in the Weekly Standard. And
but now Boehner's saying that he doesn't even want to impeach Obama. It's like Hulk Hogan and the Iron Sheik on stage are enemies, but back in the behind the scenes they're buddy hanging out. That's all that's going on.
Man, it's making me sick. And I got to tell you, we could take 100 million third world people. There's over 6 billion poor people worldwide. I mean, I was watching some liberal lady last night on an episode of Naked and Afraid, and it was all about how the man needs to do what she says or his rating isn't high. And I watched 3 episodes. Each episode is about a man submitting is what makes him a great man, and how men are bad and men from the South are bad. You can see how they scripted. It's all staged. And only men that do what they're told are good. And so it's all about how men are bad for survival. And then she goes, I visited Tanzania with my boyfriend, and he got robbed and killed, but I hid. And there it was right there. She went to Tanzania to be a liberal trendy. Her boyfriend got murdered when she was there trying to help the Tanzanians. And then she's still there henpecking the male guy. And it's like every show I watch is just propaganda. And, of course, why wasn't he armed in Tanzania? Why was the crime so high in Tanzania?
Well, one of the things that my mom taught me when I was young was to never run from your problems because they're going to follow you. I mean, these people are running from their problems in Central America, but guess what? Those problems are still going to follow. They're still going to have issues they're going to have to deal with. There's no sense in running from your problems. That's weak. You stay there, you fix your country where you're at, and you get the liberty in place, you get the freedom, and you enjoy your life from there on. Running from it doesn't do anything. All that does is make it worse for everyone who's still there. It's weak-minded thinking.
I agree. Well, please get on the phone with Don Salazar. We need to get an article out about the sheriff saying he's going to arrest people. Standoff, high noon. Sheriff says he will arrest anti-open border demonstrators. And then
tomorrow's going to get very heated, or tonight, whenever it happens. But people here are ready for that.
Yeah, because I heard the buses are coming tonight, or will it be tomorrow? I heard they're rolling them in real late at night.
They might try to trick people, because what they've been doing is coming in around 10, 11 a.m. But since they know that people are here ready on both sides of this one, there's only one way in. It's from this side or right here. It's just one street to get into this place. So they're going to have protesters blocked on one side and on the other side as well. So either way, this community is going to be ready to stop.
Well, I want you to go live on the Ustream and things as soon as this happens, and Shoot HD. And you guys are doing just a fabulous job. Just stake that place out. Stay there as much as you can with the team, because this is happening in hundreds of places around the country. McAllen, you name it. It's just in Marietta, it's right on the edge of an affluent area. The people are sick of it, sick of paying for it. They stood up. That's the only reason this area is identified. Other people need to give us the human intelligence, the HUMAT, to Infowars.com about where this is happening in other areas. Our problem is we don't have enough reporters to have it all covered. That's why we need to be able to get the funds in to get even more great reporters like Jakari Jackson and Adon Salazar and Joe Biggs and Kit Daniels and those that are with you. But just have Kit file more reports from his car or from the hotel. But a lot happening. We're going to go to break and come back with Jakari Jackson's report. Joe Biggs, anything else from Marietta, California?
I just want to say that true Americans stand up in the face of tyranny, and we're seeing it happen everywhere.
And there are hundreds of folks from Marietta, and I guess the most was like 5 or 6 guys in brown beret, Hispanic Ku Klux Klan outfits.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll try to come back tomorrow or tonight whenever it started getting heated up. A lot of people start showing up around 3, 4 o'clock when they get off work. Today, I think people are ignoring that and coming a little bit early because they're excited for this. They're ready to take it on.
So more people are showing up because the sheriff says he'll arrest people.
Yep.
All right.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. We'll come back from break there on the border in Marietta, California with Jakari Jackson to get his news on this. He's got some other angles he's going to cover as well. By the way, if you're a new listener, I'm not joking. Where I'm from in the DFW area, Granbury, Texas, big city, they have a judge going door to door. You better not come out and protest or I'm going to have you arrested. Just reminding you you're not in America. Just reminding you I want to work for Kim Jong-un. Just reminding you I'm a sack of garbage. This is just like with Obama in Missouri with the Truth Squad saying, we will arrest you if you say he's not a Christian and that he doesn't want to cut taxes for those making under $250,000 a year. I played that clip probably 20 times or more. Just type in Obama Truth Squads. It's in the Obama deception. And this is nationwide now. They go, listen, you sit in your house and you shut up. You understand that. We're importing the people that are going to vote to make you our slaves. Because in a democracy, we can vote to make you the slave. Do you understand that? And they put it on TV with a straight face. I mean, my God, Channel 11 in Dallas should be so embarrassed of themselves for reporting on this with a straight face. Here's the report.
As long as they make their statement in keeping with the law, this is America, everybody's entitled to an opinion. But if they break the law or impede the care of these children, then we'll enforce the law.
Children. And then it goes on to say he's going door to door. But again, in that area, they have ordinances where you can't sit on the side of the street with a sign anywhere. But they let the tax day guy do it, Liberty Tax and all that. Remember I protested that in Dallas? And they backed off, but then they had the sheriff's department attack us, who's run by an Obama goon. And all these watchmen, this judge, all of them, they're going to sit there as the watchmen saying, this is America. You have a right to follow the law. The law says in Granbury, Texas, I can't even say the name right. I'm so angry, folks. I can't even hardly talk at this point. Alex Jones here for Infowars.com. We're going to be intensifying our efforts to awaken free humanity to the scourge of the globalist in the month of July. And starting this July 4th, we are going to slash prices in a celebration of true Americana, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and the Declaration of Independence on all of the Made in America products that you will find at madein1776.com or InfoWarsStore.com. We're talking about Made in America belt buckles in brass and nickeled brass that state it loud and proud. Molon Labe. That's why we have the best-selling Made in America men's and women's Molon Labe Infowars.com shirts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a win-win. You vote with your dollars. You support the most hardcore organization out there for promoting true ideas of libertarianism, constitutionalism, basic human empowerment. But more importantly, you get T-shirts and belt buckles so you can meet like-minded people. So you have a conversation starter with friends and family and coworkers. We are reaching out to each other. And you also throw it in the face of the anti-gunners and the rest of the parasites out there that you're a free man and woman and that you're not going to be a slave, that you're not going to be intimidated to shut up by their tyranny that they call political correctness. That's why in the month of July, we have got giant specials on everything at madein1776.com. But to expand the InfoWar, we're offering the biggest special in the history, 13 years of PrisonPlanet.tv, our multimedia platform. We're offering the equivalent of more than 5 months free right now when you get a membership at PrisonPlanet.tv, and you get 11 memberships that can be used with the same username and passcode so you can share it with friends and family. Now is the time to fund the war bonds. Now is the time to fund the InfoWar. Now is the time to get aggressive. Now is the time to double down. Now is the time to realize you are the people that made the InfoWar so successful and one of the leading lights worldwide against tyranny. You don't stand behind us, you stand right beside us. And I salute all of you on this July 4th, 2014, and going forward in the month of July and onward. This is about freedom worldwide and that desire for human dignity and self-determination that beats in the human breast. We are brothers and sisters together in the true spirit of liberty and the animating contest of liberty. And so I quote in closing the great Thomas Jefferson that I have sworn on the altar of God resistance against every form of tyranny. And never forget, if you are watching or listening to this transmission, you are the resistance.